In a world where the unknown whispers in the dark, where shadows move and questions remain unanswered, tonight we step beyond the veil. Welcome to Journey through the EGH Talk Show, where the paranormal meets the unexplained and the truth is never far away. From ghostly encounters to UFO sightings to the mysteries that keep us awake at night. You're not just watching, you're part of the investigation. So dim the lights, open your mind, and prepare to question everything you thought you knew. This is your journey into the unknown.
Everything's gone a little bit wrong. Everything is gone a little bit wrong. Hello, everybody, and welcome. You was there, but then you wasn't there. You was there, then you wasn't there. Hello, everybody. You know what I did? I didn't hit the microphone button. I did hit the microphone button before we got started. So I can only apologise to everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is Journey Through the EGH Talk Show, live and exclusive, or wherever you're watching. Wherever you are watching, if you're watching it on Essex Ghost Hunters, the Journey page, wherever you are watching, we welcome you all along for the ride. It is the 27th of August 2026, and I'm drawn by the gruesome twosome. Mr. Paranormal Paul and Mr. Psychic Si.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are we doing?
All good. All good. I'm going to start off with Mr. Paranormal Paul. How have we been this week?
Not too bad, mate. I'm struggling with this humidity. It's taking it out of me, mate. And I'll tell you another thing, actually. I don't usually suffer with this because I obviously haven't got sweet blood. But I have been bitten to absolute buggery this week. To the point it's making me feel ill, you know, like all up my shoulders, my arms, and it's all happening at work. And usually I'm lucky to get one or two a year. And I've been absolutely obliterated. Having a fun week, Russ. I'm not having a fun week, mate.
There was a thing on the news about this the other day.
I think Bill Gates dropping a load more again, is it?
It's not. It's absolutely not. It's to do with the heat.
Yeah.
It's to do with the heat. They can't get the moisture from the ponds and all the things like that, so they're getting the moisture from the human. According to wherever that you know, choose to hear your media from, but that is the so-called reasonings why. So, you know, unfortunately, we can't change that one. I can't change that one for you, Paul. All right, I really can't. Sorry, I'm just sharing everything as I can at the moment. Share. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. We have got a show for you tonight. Well, we think got a bit of a show for you tonight. It was last minute, to be fair. Well, it wasn't last minute because I was planning to go out and about because I thought Paul was on holiday. So my idea was to go out and do a live somewhere so you could all see it. And then I thought, well, I can't really take the risk of going out because it may absolutely teem down with rain. So I didn't. And then I said to Simon, I will just do a show from home. And all of a sudden, you messaged and said, have we got a show tonight? I'm like, yes, we have, but I think you're on holiday, Paul, aren't you?
Yeah, I said to the missus, I said, this is weird. He's usually text by now say, all good for tonight, and he ain't said nothing. I thought, I better check in.
Simon, didn't I say to you the other day? Yes. Thursday, because Paul's not there. We'll try and go out.
Yeah, you did.
And do a live broadcast somewhere.
Yeah, certainly did.
And I just got obviously I just got that in my head, and until I was like, I think in my head you messaged me just before I was going to put in the group, are you on holiday today, Paul? Just double checking. And then there it was as I was checking. So yeah. Good evening, London Ghost Hunters. Welcome. That's Matt, by the way, everyone. That's Matt. All right. He's going to confuse everybody because we're going to see that name now. It used to be Filthy Wild Hogs, but it's not. It's London Ghost Hunters. So go and make sure you give that channel a follow as well, guys. We won't go on to Simon's rant just yet because I'm surprised he's got a rant, so we'll have a rant. But I just want to sort of go back from last week to be a little bit fair. If you haven't already listened, guys, and if you don't aware, if you can't watch the show or you come across us, we do have a Spotify channel, okay, where the audio is uploaded, okay? So the audio will be uploaded to the Spotify channel and you can listen to it in your car, or if you're going on holiday like Paul is, he can listen to all the old shows that we've gone to over the last, since we've had this sort of change into the show. So we had Brew UFO on last week, and it's all I can say is what a show that was.
Great guy. What a great guy.
Really good, really sort of down to earth, and it was our sort of, our sort of character. Does that make sense?
100%.
And I know sort of, I say what I always say against this show is that we are so level-headed. We don't put people down. Obviously, like prior to a few weeks ago, Paul, and when we had Paul and Joe on, the sort of Brew and Paul and that had not a disagreement, but their philosophies were different.
Just difference of opinion. That's all.
And that's what I'm saying. This show is about that, where we don't let it get out of control. It's not about getting out of control. It's about two groups of having a different opinion, and that's just how it should be, because the paranormal is the unexplained. How can we explain it? We can't. You just got to have what do you call it? Just a feel for it, just a gut feel. So yeah, a big up to Brew. Be on some point throughout there he is. And what's the words that I'm saying? I can't think of the saying. Speak of the devil and the devil shall appear. Only a joke. You're not a devil, by the way, Brew.
Did you have a chance of having a go with his game yet?
No, I haven't. Have you?
Mate, that's great. Right, I'm a bit gutted. I'm stuck, Brufos. I'm stuck. That big antenna thing with the thing going up, I can't get past it. Why can't I get past it? It just keeps dragging me down to the floor. I'm getting the right arm.
Paul's on it. Paul's on the game.
I'm on it, mate.
On the game. Paul is on the game. So yeah, thank you, a massive thank you to Brew for joining us last week, and I think it is a big census from us three in the chat and a lot of our listeners as well. The people I've spoken to over the last week, I spoke to a few team members that locked in. Andy and Lisa were absolutely said it's one of the best guests that we've had. So absolutely, please, if you haven't listened to it, it is on our Spotify. The Spotify is exactly the same as this Journey Through the EGH talk show, guys. All right. So you can just download them, listen to them as and when you want, but make sure you go back and have a listen. And if you want to watch it, it's on our YouTube as well. Just click on the Essex Ghost Hunters page on the YouTube, go to the live section, and it will be there for you as well.
We didn't even touch on his ufology, did we? Really?
No.
So
a chance now.
He's coming back.
Yeah, we've got to go down that route as well. We've got to go down that route. So come on then, Simon. Where are we going with your rant of the week?
Well, I didn't know much till this morning. Do you know that? Because I didn't think we were doing a show. But then I got one. And it was just, I don't know, I was listening to something, funny enough, and it said, we should be questioning ourselves. And I thought, I turned it up. Price of a barrel of crude oil today is $84. Yeah. And we're paying, on average, $1.60 for a litre of petrol and $1.84 for a litre of diesel. So I thought, what do you mean we should be questioning that? 2011, it was 95 on average, $95 barrel of crude oil. We were paying $1.33 a litre, $1.38 a litre. So it was dearer, and we were paying less. And I took it back and thought, right, let's do it 10 years ago. And it works out, it was 53p price of a barrel of crude oil, and we were paying £1.05 a litre and £1.10 respectively for diesel. And that was the last time petrol was under £1. Now, you can tell me all the bullshit you want to tell me, right? But if we're under what we were, 15 years ago, okay, retailers, refinery charges, what a load of boop that we're now paying more. Wake up, England. Wake up, Britain. Come on, question it.
You're never going to get it.
No, I mean,
And I've bamboozled ChatGPT with it stuff. Absolutely bamboozled with it. And it's coming back to me. Yes, you have a good point. Yeah, I know I've got a good point because I'm right.
Yeah, but they're making record profits, mate. So, they're not going to stop doing that, are they?
They're not, but why don't we just, stand up to them and say, right, on your break.
Look, I wasn't going to go
down. The only way you're
this.
going to do that is everyone stop buying it, mate, and that ain't going to happen.
Never going to happen.
But that's my rant for the week.
There's your rant.
Another one earlier in the week.
No rants. No more rants. You only get one a week, all right?
But no, this was a little bit different to
No.
It wasn't.
Go on then.
Not a rant. This is not a rant. I started to watch a thing about Antarctica, right? Just the history of Antarctica, because I thought I'd have a look at it. And then all of a sudden they said, yes, this was all these years ago. This is when we were in our hot period. So if we were in a hot period then, yeah, and it's iced over, is the world not just putting itself right every few hundreds of years? For God's sake. And now we're on about, what will we get tomorrow? Or the next day? Oh, God, we've got all this flooding there. Don't know what to do with all the water.
It's starting to sound like a rant.
Yeah, we're not going any further.
I'll leave it there.
The rain was, I did, when he said there was nothing to this morning, Paul, I instantly went to, it's going to moan about the rain.
Yeah.
I'm not moaning.
That's where my head went.
But,
you touched on something there, Simon. Okay, you touched on something there that I am going to try to work my magic as much as I can. I don't know if I can get it to pull off, but you said something there that was quite important about AI, and you started to sort of question ChatGPT or whatever you are using. Okay, now that's really interesting because you are, in a way, getting ChatGPT to agree with you. Okay, so a few weeks ago, I went to a talk to a gentleman that did a talk, and he's written a book called AI and I. Okay, his name is Mark Plain. Okay, this is one of his books that I have. Okay, I'm actually got his audio book about how he has got AI to produce the data about COVID-19. Okay, he has the data. Okay, scientific data that is produced, and it started off with ChatGPT or whatever he was using to disagree with him. I won't go into too much detail because it's a whole different kettle of fish. But if you can go and have a look at Mark Plain and look at AI and I, and it goes on this. Well, I'm going to try and get him on the show because how he explains it would be far better than I will ever explain it. Okay.
What you're saying, that so the AI disagreed with him first of all, and it's the way you got to work around the AI for it to come.
No, it wasn't the fact as he worked around it. It was just like what Simon did. He started to argue with it.
Yeah.
And at first, obviously, the AI it's obviously got an algorithm to say that's your answer. But I think I know I think it's something past. It all started off with what was he put into AI, if I remember rightly, what are the health benefits of Epsom bath salts? And AI come back and said, we do not believe that you should be placing Epsom bath salts into your bath to help you sleep. And it give a long spiel of how you shouldn't use Epsom bath salts. And he just put back on Chat GTP, you are talking an absolute load of old, and he slammed his laptop down and got the ump with it. And after a couple of hours, he had to go and do something on his computer. And he opened up the computer again, and Chat GTP had apologized to him and said, I do apologize. I've made you feel like this. Having looked at the data again, actually, Epsom bath salts can really help you sleep if you use before bed. Don't use your mobile phone and things like that. And that's what got him thinking. And it's a long story, but the way he puts it is amazing. It is truly amazing. And his name is Mark Plain. And he was quite famous during the COVID era regarding his website is called Not on the Beeb. Okay, not on www.notonthebeeb, and that is obviously a fingers up to the BBC.
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah, honestly,
so AI is giving you the narrative of what the narrative is at the time.
Yeah,
unless you sort of question it, and
then he started to throw a lot of the data at AI regarding said things, and you know, look, I don't think AI give him one of the theories, but one of the theories is actually the flu, not COVID, but generally viral infections are non-contagious.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a contagious viral infection. It's the Earth and the something to do with the lunar cycle that the body has to cleanse.
It's like a detox.
Yes, that's the word. It's a detox. And when you start putting antibiotics into it, it suppresses the detox. So you can't catch it, if that makes sense. Look, there's a lot more to it than what I'm saying. So don't just it's just very much I've lost it. I'm trying to read the comments, and I've put myself. It's just parts that I've put, what I can remember from the talk. There's more to it. It's a lot more in depth than what I'm just saying about the, and he put in something along the lines of Spanish flu, something else, and it all happens within a certain time frame, and it happens every said years when it's the what's just happened? What's coming to an end? So, is it the solar flare? A solar flare, a really strong solar thing that the sun pushes out, happens every 15 years or so, something like that. Every time we have a massive, every 20 years, and it ramps up and it crescendos down, we have some form of infection. But we'll get him on the show. We have got a show to do. Right, sorry. Evening, Facebook doesn't work very well for me, never does, and nothing to do with the transmission. So I'm watching via YouTube. Epsom bath salts for me, by the way. Missed the first part. That's what I say. Epsom bath salts are really good. I used Jack for over a year now, and it kept lying and making stuff up. I was arguing with it more than working with it. I switched to Claude and it was so much better night and day.
Yeah.
I think to be fair, I generally think this Mark Plain uses whole different ones. Okay. But it's going to be another show. If I can get him on, we will do. All right. Because I think it's a really fascinating, and I'm listening to his book. It's fascinating. So we have got a show for you tonight, okay? And I've called the show "Take Me Back." All right, it's called "Take Me Back," and I was sitting
The
there.
way you say we've got a show, I mean, we don't know nothing about this. This
No,
is
no,
all
no.
you.
Yes, yes, that's what I'm saying. I would give you it, but then it ruins it, doesn't it? It puts you on the spot, and then you have to sort of think about the question that I'm going to ask you.
Right.
And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, well, I want to make it a little bit Essex Ghost Hunter-y this week. Okay. I want to sort of take us to the Essex Ghost Hunters fan base. So I thought, how can I do that? We talk a lot about obviously this, that, and the other. But one question I thought I could sort of put into the subject of everything is take me back. Now, I know you're sitting there he's going to say, if you could go back to any point in the world, where would I go? That's not the question I'm going to ask you. So you can start getting that out of your question. Right. The question is, Simon, you have been, obviously, we've run Essex Ghost Hunters for what, 25 plus years now.
Yep.
Oh, you've been with us for how many years now? Over probably around about 7 or 8 years.
Yeah. Easy.
Around that sort of time. So we've done a lot of venues. We've done them up and down the country. Okay. So the question I'm going to ask you is, I'm going to ask you to go back to maybe an event. It may be an event. It may be a recce. It may be a night. It doesn't even have to be with us, but that has left you with unanswered questions. If you could just jump in a time machine, go back to that place and try to work out what went on. So I'll give you mine. So it gives you time to think about it, because I thought that'd be fair then. It gives you time to think about it and explaining sort of why, what, and how. Yeah. So I thought, right, if I could get in my little time machine, there's going to be a couple of these throughout the night. Okay. We don't have to just answer it once. We can answer it 3 or 4 times if you've got a couple of things. So I thought, okay, I'm going to jump in my time machine. I'm going to start up and I'm going to go back to the very, very first time we went to Shepton Mallet. Okay. That's the first
That's
thing.
literally just what I was thinking. How weird was that?
Right. And it all, and to be fair, it wasn't one. I suppose it was one thing in particular, as of what happened at the end of the night, but that had a recurring theme throughout the night of taking people out, getting rid of people throughout the night. And that's not the night that we lost Pauline. This was prior to that. Yeah. Okay.
I think Paul, you were there that first time, weren't you? Oh.
Yeah.
And how that took out everybody in that last session was unbelievable. And I think, okay, that's left me with an unanswered question of actually what went on at that moment in time, because we was also drawn in to the craze. We had certain team members there that were getting very angry. We had fights that wanted to kick off. We had people sitting in the corner rocking, crying because they were witnessing people being flung over the sides and witnessing people being hung. And we sort of walked away and thought, everyone sort of said, well, the craze must have done it. But looking at it now, it's like that didn't fit right necessarily with me. It didn't.
I don't think it was the craze that did that. I think the craze whooshed in at one part and went. But I think that was a build-up of a hell of a lot of stuff throughout the evening, because there was so much that evening, so much.
And I sort of, we had a good friend that joined us there. Remember Jackie?
Yeah.
Jackie was with us, wasn't she? And she got taken out big time in the
Never seen it.
guard room.
Yeah.
The tower. That's exactly what I was thinking. Before you said Shepton Mallet, I was thinking about that tower.
And it's what sort of is what took her out. This is what I'm saying. I'd like to go, I could go back and re-watch ourselves again and work out what was going on, because the more I think about that, the more I'm going down the line of there was an underlining energy through that place, which was feeding more from, I don't necessarily like using the word too much, but that could have been very demonic in there. That could have been a demonic start of, we're in a prison. Of all the prisons we've been to, it's a category A prison. Okay? It's category A. It is gonna hold the absolute worst of the worst. And I think it's followed by Steelhouse as well. That was a category A prison. The rest were category C's, I believe. I don't think Shrewsbury was category C, and I know Ashwell was category C.
Yeah.
So I get all that. I get that negative would have been in there, and all them people that could have left that, lost their lives in Shepton would have been dark and dingy energies. They would have been violent energies, and all that residual energy. We talk about stone tape theory, how that can stay in the walls and recreate that negative. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Does it make sense of, did we overlook something there that could have been bigger than what we thought on the night? And that's why I'd like to get in my little time machine and actually watch from an outside looking in to see if there was a more reasoning for it. Because that end session could have ended in literally police being called, because there could have been ambulances there, because if people started to throw people, and we was close, me and Kim had to lift Sandra up and throw her out the door and sit her on her arse, because I think it was only sort of me and Kim left. I think Paul, I don't know where you were. I think you was with Scott.
Yeah.
Because Scott went, didn't he? He got angry.
No, he got taken over. He don't even remember.
Another sign of what went on in that place.
He didn't even look like Scott, did he? And his face changed and everything.
I remember being on that first floor and saying things as a person that I would have never said. Never said. Shouting down to Sandra. And when she got angry and wanted to come up, it got worse. And I would have never said the things that I wouldn't say it in life. So I don't know what got hold of me there, but yeah.
But that's what I'm saying, this is what I'm trying to sort of get to the point of. You had, we had an energy that took over Scott. We had an energy that took over Sandra. We had an energy that took over when Andy was in my group with Lisa. I don't think they were team members at this point. I think they were guests.
Yes, they were.
And Andy got taken over and Lisa got taken over. We had Sandra, Jackie.
Yeah.
We had put who would have been team Jay.
Was you in the tower when Jackie got taken over?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I got called.
Yeah, me and Scotty T were in there with her.
Yeah.
I can't remember who else was in there.
Sandra, I think, was she?
Yes, I think Sandra.
There was definitely someone else in there with us, because we were kind of ushered out, because we were paying guests at the time. We wasn't part of the team.
Yeah, I think Jay and Maz were paying guests.
Yeah.
Oh,
Joe and Maz wouldn't have been.
yeah.
We was looking because it had that Oz factor, you know, that it was weird. It was like the room was sort of spinning a bit, and you could see like this shadow moving around the wall, and it got really dark really quick, and it felt like a bit of a fun house, you know, like the floor was a bit spongy, but it wasn't. It was solid concrete, and the noises that started coming out of Jackie's mouth, mate, it was like saying straight out The Exorcist. It was freaky. It wasn't pleasant, and it didn't feel good. And I think that's when your team members were like, right, can we have some room? Come on, we need to get out of here. So you got everyone out, and then
Yeah,
you know.
I remember coming up. I remember getting called because I must have been free that night. I must have been because I managed to get from area to area quite easily. So who the team members would have been?
It must have been H, definitely. Sandra H, me, Lauren,
Tina,
Darcy,
Kim, Sandra.
You got a picture of all the team members standing in Cheddar.
Yeah.
But I don't think Joe and Mace were team members. I think they were guests. In fact, I'm sure of it, 100%. Because he was at the end with Coram calling the Cray's mum a slapper. And the thing, that was Jay, and the thing just, me and Henry were standing there, and whatever it was just whooshed past us, took guests, pushed guests out of the way to get to Jay and Coram at the end. Because you know what Jay's like. If he's listening, he can confirm that, I'm sure.
So now we've spoke about it for a couple of minutes. Does anything change your thought pattern on what went on that night? Because it did for me. That's why I brought this up.
I think it was something we took it from place to place, and every group would have experienced it, I think. Whatever it was for us. I don't think it was the Craze. I don't think it was. I think, if anywhere, I would say it came from was the old Victorian part. Do you remember the old Victorian part there?
That would have been the yes.
Yeah, and they used to drop the prisoners down.
Are you talking about the building one?
The building. Where the building is.
Yeah, but that was the building where they went up and never come out the other end.
I think that's where, for me, it all started, because when I come out the other end, I didn't feel right. Then I think that was my first area, and then I started to work the wings. And everybody would have worked that area.
Yeah, but Jackie never had an experience, so she was out of that area.
Yeah, but I didn't have much experience in that area. It's when I come out that area. That's what I'm saying. I think stuff attached just maybe from there.
Yeah.
Because after that, it just got whoa.
Yeah, I
don't know. I don't think it was.
But then you had Scott and Paul, didn't you? In your Scott, I suppose it's trying to remember.
Who was the one that didn't want us to clap?
Scott.
And we all really give it room.
No. Because you started clapping to bring him round.
Yeah.
And he didn't like it.
No, but it brought him round. That clapping thing wasn't.
Yeah.
Because you come round the corner. You come round the corner. He was right. Come on, come round, and it just sort of snapped him out of it. Because I mean, you can clap quite loud. I didn't realise how loud someone could clap, but that rattled the place.
But yeah, I just find it bizarre, and not looking back and looking at it from, it was a long time ago when we first probably did that. Yeah. And I'm thinking that could be something totally different.
But he just disappeared.
Sorry, Shepton Mallet sits directly above the Mendip Hills, limestone geology and subterranean water networks. Could this natural energy source be amplifying an intense paranormal activity inside?
Could well be, because I'm going to just talk briefly about the second time when we went back. The water on the floor, do you remember that? And the footprint?
No, I don't.
Right, okay. There was water on the floor and a footprint. I think it was me, Matt, and
Matt was there.
yeah, that was the second time. Matt and Steph saw this footprint, and nobody walked through it. Nobody been through it. So where did the footprint come from? So yeah, could be. But that was the second time. That wasn't the first time.
Paul, you was going to say something before I put the comment up. I bet you can't remember it, can you?
Oh yeah, Scotty T. He just disappeared because he was with me. We was in a room with H. It was in one of the cells, and we was talking. And I can't for the life of me remember what we was talking about. And I see something move at the corner of my eye, and that was it. And as I walked out of the cell, and we looked down the corridor, you see like a shadow walking across the balcony. And me and H was standing there talking about it, and didn't even give it a second thought. And H said to me, "Where's Scott?" I went, "I don't know." He went, "Something's just told me you need to check on Scott." I went, "Oh, I don't know. He was here a second ago." And he had gone all the way down the stairs, and he was right round the other side of the block, sitting in front of a cell on a chair. Where he got the chair from, I don't even know. But he don't remember none of it.
That's what happened to Pauline, though. She didn't remember none of it. She just
That's what I'm saying. I believe there could be. I think that we could be missing a more sinister energy there.
Great, we're only going back there in November.
You know, I feel there's a sinister energy there.
Yeah,
I really do, because it's done too much.
well, you think of it. It's a prison. What's gone on there? There's been murders.
So that leads me to the stone tape theory. Does the energy linger in the stone tape theory, in the stone? Because a lot of that is stone, isn't it? It is brickwork. It's stone.
Yeah.
I thought stone tape theory was more residual energy.
Yeah.
So it's like playing back. It's not going to be sort of taking over energy, is it?
No, but say if that energy is just it's so much of it in there.
Yeah.
Say if something more sinister is feeding off that. You know, that took out some. You think if you had to, okay, for the likes that like obviously Jackie, you wouldn't have known Jackie from Adam, but we did. You know, Jackie has done this 30 years prior to us.
Would have taken a lot to put her down.
Exactly.
A lot.
And it took. You think how many team members that took out? You think that took out Scotty T? That took out Simon? That took out Sandra? That took out, you know, at the time, Andy and Lisa. You got Julie Ray got massively affected.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
We had, you know, that last. That honestly, that's what I'm sorry.
I said it didn't take me.
No, and for change, it didn't take me. And I was walking around that place all night on my own. You know, I didn't fear it. And I didn't. The only time I ever sensed something, well, not sensed something, because that's the wrong word. The only time I felt uncomfortable was, you know, where Scotty T got taken over.
Mm.
At the end of that one end, where the big stairs were, there was the shower bit round the corner bit. Walking through there was horrendous. But I don't know if because it was like a little maze, and you had to turn corners to get out. That could have physically stayed in my head. I don't know. But yeah, that freaked me out. That's all I will say. That bit there, but the rest, looking at it, I think we were lucky that night.
I was going to say you probably didn't have time to get too involved in the place because you was running ragged. You was going here, there, and everywhere.
I generally feel that. I think there could have been I think there is more dark, sinister. Well, it's gonna be, isn't there? If you look at it logically, of course, there's going to be dark crap at a place like that. Why wouldn't there be? Why wouldn't there be? If we look at the biblical sense and we look at the demonic side of things, and it festers on negative energy and wants to live in, where's it going to go? Where every sort of man, beast, and horrid energy is going to go, as you say, from rapists, murderers, paedophiles, killers, you name it. They've all been in Shepton Mallet.
Yeah.
So it's probably like a McDonald's for them at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? Just to go and pick up anything.
But is it though? Because I've always understood it the other way round. The nicer you are, the more. Because they're not going to try and corrupt the corrupted. They're going to try and corrupt the innocent.
No, but I'm saying their energy is drawn from negative.
No, I know. I'm not.
not.
That's where my head went when you said that, and I thought I might be wrong here, but that's the way
I would say you're right. I'd say, yeah, they're going to try and get. They're going to try to get to us as much as they can. So if they need an energy force or need more energy, where's the best place they're going to pick their energy up from?
Yeah, no, I'm with you now. I'm on your train of thought there.
They're not going to go into a lovely church where everyone's happy singing and get positive energy. They're going to want to get the filth energy, because it's negative, what they live on. Sorry,
I was looking at it as in the prisoners in there, not the energies of the spirit, because we was then in there. Yeah, I was looking at it the wrong way around. Sorry, mate.
That's the only thing that when I was thinking of it, and I literally did. I sat there this afternoon, and it was like that last session. We got away with it. We got away with that, because that could have ended in literally an ambulance being called. Because it could have really it was becoming a riot. It was becoming that cell, like whatever, at Ashwell when they had that riot, didn't they? Whatever they did, it felt like that. It was like, and I said to Kim, I said, we ain't going to control this. If this goes, this goes. Just leave them in there.
Yeah. Any guests watching that are coming to Shepton Mallet this year, in November, please don't worry too much. We'll try and kick it all off again.
And if Sandra's watching, don't worry. I've just ordered 30 of these to put on every guest. Okay, so you can't lose anybody. But so that was my question. Okay, so now that you've sort of had time to sort of talk and think, I'm going to now go to one of you, wherever you want to go, Paul or Simon. If I could take you back to, I've got another one as well in my head. If I could take you back to anywhere, where would you like to go?
Okay, I'll go with it. I would like to go back to our very, very first time at Harwich Fort. We weren't running an event. Right, we were in a group of people that something happened to in that cell. Right, now I would like to go back there and actually strip it down and see what happened in that cell, because we've all got our theories about it, but something severely affected us in that cell at Harwich Fort.
It was one of my next ones on the list. I know, Paul, you're just going to have to sort of.
No, I've heard the story, mate. I'm familiar with it.
So, yeah.
There was, it was myself, Joe, Simon, Adam, Ryan, and my friend Ross. Okay?
Yeah.
We was all in the cell.
Yeah, and we were looking. We worked our way down from the first cell to the second cell, and we'd all gone into the third cell. Now, I know Joe said something about the Bible in the second. There was a Bible in the second cell, and he said, "Oh, he said something like, oh, if you're that clever, spirit, do something in that Bible in that cell." Well, with that, I did see a light come over the top, and it just kicked. I was pushed back to the wall. I think quite a few of us. We've got a picture of Russ's feet off the ground because probably he jumped. But we were stuck on the wall. Joe managed to make the escape and went out of there faster than you've ever seen. He actually went so fast.
Would have left me behind for dust, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he really did go. And I think about 20 fags later, he sort of only began to talk about it. But it was such a force that it did cut elbows. I cut both my elbows. Now, you might say, yeah, that's people pushing. I don't know, but yeah, that's the time I would like to go back to actually see what happened, because we did hear something coming up the corridor as well.
No, I'd 100% agree. I'd 100% agree, Simon. I couldn't, to be fair, I couldn't agree with you more. I would love to stand in that cell again, and just see what went on, because there's a part. Look, for anyone who's watching and wants to go and see that video, go over to the YouTube channel, okay, Essex Ghost Hunters, and it was 13 years ago, okay. It was on the 22nd. It's on there, okay. Harwich Redoubt Fort, Essex Ghost Hunters, okay, 13 years ago, and it says on the 22nd we visit Harwich's Fort. This was by far the most scariest experience ever. So that go and have a watch of it. Obviously, I can't play it. I'd love to be able to play it, but YouTube don't like that sort of crap. Even though it's my video, I can't play YouTube on my channel.
Stupid.
But one thing, I suppose, that lay this in context here, because I'm reading the synopsis on the actual thing. Now, it says Russell channeled into a spirit energy that warned us not to go to the cells.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Okay? Now, I can't remember that until
it was in a room. It was in a room
on the opposite side.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. So I can remember it now. I couldn't remember what was said. But the strangest thing is to say, with Simon, I'd love to go back there, because it was so in the moment that we was all so concentrating. It would have only took one spark of something, not of obviously energy or anything like that, but just something. And I'm not putting it down, because obviously the fear that come out of that room was unbelievable. Go and watch the video. You'll see it. I say Joe was out of that room before his feet could touch the fan, and we was only in there for 30 seconds, and he was on his second cigarette. All right. So
seen it. I'd love to have seen it.
But because obviously we heard these noises, we heard the shuffling feet coming up the corridor towards the third cell. You could sense something was coming. Now, we was all so quiet, so concentrated at that moment. It only took someone's hand to brush another hand and scream, and that was it. It was gone. That's how it felt at the time. And yeah, I jumped. Can beginners join up and coming events? You can absolutely join us. Head over to www.essexghosthunters.co.uk. There, we are all sold out for this year, but come October, all 2027 venues will be announced. So please stay locked to that. So yes, beginners can join. It's www.essexghosthunters.co.uk. The only requirement is that you have to be over the age of 18.
We
Okay.
quite enjoy newbies.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll look so different what 13 years of ghost hunts do to you.
Too right, Matt. Too right.
This, to be fair, these next months, the most nerve-wracking. Making sure that we're all planned for 2027.
Yeah.
This is it. This can, because you've got so much to think about. New guests, old guests, new guests, old guests. We could do the same venues over and over again. It's not fair on the new guests, the old guests. So we've got to try and keep it fresh, and it's getting harder. It is getting harder, and, but I think we're okay. We're doing all right this year. We're doing all right. Going back to got some new ones as well, which is good. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just feel like there was you're 100% right, Si. I would love to go back into that cell to see what it was. But asking you now, Paul, have you ever been to Harwich with us?
Yes.
So
you didn't make it because your car didn't make it there.
Oh, don't even.
And I was in that cell with Joe, the one before the end one, and he said, "This is the dark cell."
Yeah.
And something was, and I stood against the wall, went coming in, and he went, "You've got a bit of a devil in you, ain't you?"
That's it. I want to do another one. Hopefully that's a bit more active. Yeah, you say you can't promise activity. That's one thing that you can't do. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't.
You can go to the same venue again and again and again. One time it's massive, another time is nothing.
So if I ask you now, the both of you, you've both been in that cell, energy-wise, what do you think it would be?
I didn't get anything like what you guys got on your first time there. It wasn't very nice in there. It definitely wasn't nice in there.
But the last time I think you went, Simon, it was pretty, excuse the pun, it was pretty dead in there, wasn't it? In the cell?
They closed some of the cells off, though. They closed the cells off because the graffiti on the wall. So.
But the end cell was always the
end cell is still there, but I don't think it was sparked from the end cell. I think it was sparked from the second cell and the little cell that's hardly like an understairs cupboard. I think it all stems from there.
Solitary confinement.
Yeah, and I think it's. I think it was something that night. I do. I think something flew in there to have a go at what was being, because we were not taking the mickey, but we'd asked for it, and I think it said, "Right, have it." That's what it gave us. Yeah.
The thing is, I can't remember. I generally can't remember aggravating it in that end cell. I can remember aggravating in the two little cells.
Yeah, and I think that's where it followed us, and I think that's what we did. It's the build-up. You aggravate, and then Joe. It was definitely Joe said something about the Bible. I can't remember what he said exactly.
I know Sandra in her last time went to Harwich, she had the same sort of issue there as well. I say once again, it's that energy sort of that has the ability to take over you. Like Shepton, if you allow it to come in, it will come in. It will take over you. So yeah, I get it. I just like to say, if I could go back and just
I want to go back there and just see it, just see what happened. Yeah,
100% with you on that one. 100%. Right, come then, Paul. It's over to you.
Racking my brains, mate. But I think for me, if I was to go back to try and make sense of one, it would be my first time at Kelvedon Hatch, because it's the only time I nearly bailed. on an investigation.
Come then, explain away, Paul. Explain away. Give us the
I
details.
know I've told this story 1,000 times before, but it stuck with me. It's my most memorable investigation. It was quite early on with you guys. Me and Scotty T were still paying guests. I think there was originally 6 people meant to stay overnight, and after the night that we'd had, they'd all buggered off and said, "No, you're all right. We're going to go home." And it was only me and Scotty that ended up staying with you guys. But from the get-go that night, we had the growl in the tunnel, the portal in the engine room. You couldn't see, Russ. Your vision was taken from you, and that was the first time I ever see my first full apparition. My face just come straight. It knocked me off my feet. It come straight up to me like that, and I went dead on my arse. It was just everywhere we went. It was full on shadows walking under the door.
Yeah.
And when it come to sleeping there, it done me. It done me because you all bloody fell asleep like that.
Well, he wouldn't. Si wouldn't have. No way on God's green earth would he have. I would have. Hands up, I would have.
I think I think you did fall asleep, but you ended up going back up and you slept in the canteen that night.
I did, yeah.
But while I was sort of trying to lie there, I was just sitting upright, and I can't sleep on my back like that. But I'm just trying to, get myself used to I'm sleeping in a bunker here, and you can gradually hear everyone start snoring. This is like 3, 4 in the morning, and it just done me because I turned on my side, and every time I turned, as soon as my ear went to the pillar was whispering in my ear. I couldn't understand what it was saying, but it was like, you sit up and it stops. Put my head back on the pillar. It's definitely talking, but I couldn't understand what it was saying. What the hell was going on? And my heart starts pounding, and every time I close my eyes, I could see like a room with I don't know if it was somewhere in the bunker. I think it was with a glass window in this room, and then on the other side of the glass there was a nurse standing there, just looking at me, saying, "Come here, come here." Every time I shut my eyes, that's all I could see. And I'm like, "What is going on?" And I thought, I can't leave, because to leave, we was in the medical room, weren't we? So I think I'd have to go up the stairs. There's no way I'm doing that on my own. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm a grown man. I could hardly go up. "Russell, could you walk me out, please?"
I would have.
I eventually did go to sleep, but something about that frightened the hell out of me. Yeah, I know I have me jumpy moments on investigations, but I wouldn't say I'd be like, "There's no way I'm going in there." If there's someone with you, I'll pretty much go and do anything. If I'm on my own, it's a different story.
Yeah.
But I felt on my own when I was trying to sleep. After the night we'd had, it was such an eventful night. And I was like, I'm thinking, what, after everything that's gone on now? And it didn't die down. It was just like everyone went, "God, you know what? I'm really tired now. Right, let's go to bed. Come on." And everyone, I'm sort of standing there, "What? You're going to bed? Do you not just see this shit that just happened in here?" I was a bit like that. So, I mean, like I say, it was quite early on, but I can't make any sense of what happened that night.
So wasn't the night when we all got stuck in the room, was it as well, or was that not the night?
Stuck in the room?
So yeah, you would have known if we got pushed into a room and we couldn't leave one room.
No.
We had to come from the boiler room up until the safety of the comms room, and we all got stuck in a room in the corner, and we all saw people walking outside. And
no, it wasn't that night.
To be fair, that place holds some activity, because Simon's had all the guests heard the doors banging that night, slamming.
Yeah, that massive. And then
that was the same night. To be fair, that could have been the same night.
I think it was. And then You go up to the canteen, you think it's that. It's probably one of the most haunted parts of that building.
Where, sorry?
Canteen, you know, the mess.
Oh, yeah, the canteen, yeah. Oh, I wouldn't say that's the most haunted part. But again, this is what I'm saying earlier. It's different.
Next time.
Different every time you go there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good place.
Oh, it is. So now this is the one that I generally probably couldn't. Was it time to look for Bigfoot? I'd like to look for Bigfoot all day long. Interested in Bigfoot. Cannock Chase, if you want to look for Bigfoot, definitely. It's probably one. Kelvedon Hatch, right, is probably the one that I probably couldn't give you an answer. Not an answer, because there is no. We can't give you an answer because it's taking a look back of what could go on. But because we've done every time we go to Shepton, all right, it's the same sort of thing that sort of goes on. It's very much an overpowering sense of spiritual connection. The same with Harwich, overpowering sense of connection. This one, Kelvedon, even if you went back and tried to make sense of it, I don't think you're going to find it or give you a sense of where it's come from. Yeah. Because there's times that we've been there, like different floors, it doesn't have, what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't have a common denominator that the likes of Shepton and Harwich.
Reoccurring energy.
Yeah.
But that's because I think everybody takes a piss because there's a secret nuclear bunker. Oh, yeah, it's so secret. But it is, when you start to work it is uncovering secrets. And it doesn't, the secret nuclear bunker don't mean what you think it means. There's more secrets, and the more you dig, the more secrets you find.
I would agree. I definitely agree. I also think that, you remember the night, Paul, when my phone was talking.
Yeah.
Well, I remember it, don't I?
Yeah.
Launched it at me.
I launched the phone. I got rid of it. I got rid of that phone. The next day, it was gone. That was gone. We've had the telephones go off.
Yeah. A few times.
It was definitely, there's more energies within different areas. It holds different areas. I suppose it's different in a way of, because you think most of our venues are above ground. We have Harwich, which is below ground, but you're probably talking one story.
But you're still outside pretty much, aren't you?
Yeah. With Kelvedon, it's going down the layers there. The secret nuclear bunker was fascinating, not just the ghost sides, but historically as well. It is good.
A lot more secrets still to come out, Stuart.
It is probably one of the best venues to hold an event for how we structure our events. 3 floors, 3 sessions, great bass room. So easy to work, not like as in work out where people are going, what they got to do. It's just lovely. People can get in and out quite easily. But yeah, I even if we took you back to that night.
But that was the other thing on that night side. Do you remember? Sorry, Russ. I didn't want to. It just come into my head then. So it was, as much as it's the place, the only event I've nearly bailed on. It's the only event I've been on more than any other event since that night.
Yeah,
I know something about that place draws me to it. But that first night side, do you remember there was a guest that wanted to go to the toilet, a young lady on her own. So we both went to the toilet and we went down with her and said, look, because you have to go down the floor and it's in that communications room, which is freaky as fuck.
Yes.
It's something not right in that room. And I hate going to the toilet on my own in that place. So anyway, we said to her, listen, we're going to quickly go in the toilet and we'll stand out here in the hallway and we'll wait for you and we'll walk up, because she was a bit nervous, wasn't she?
Yes.
So we both went to the toilet, come out, and we were pretty quick. We weren't in there long. And we're standing outside talking and waiting. And then we hear the flush go. We hear the tap turn on, the hand dryer or whatever it was go off. And then nothing. I was like, well, what's she doing now then? Don't know. Do you think I should knock?
Yeah.
So it goes in there, knocks. Hello, you right? You ready? You right? Nothing. Opens the door, there's no one in there. She'd already gone up. Who the hell? Do you remember that song?
Yeah, I remember it well, Paul. Yeah,
well, you two together as well. That would have been car crashing itself. It would have been...
And the light, do you remember the light as well, Paul? I think it was me, you and Scotty. I could hardly walk. And the light and the bed come on.
No, yeah, that wasn't my first time. That was another time.
Yeah, it was another time,
Yeah. I got that on camera.
I say the bunker, it's a place where I don't, because it's got history in layers. There is definitely a dark force at play.
Yeah,
but
and it goes back.
But the dark force play there doesn't sod about. Not like, it don't play games. If it's gonna go, it's gonna go.
Yeah.
Because we have heard of stories of other teams running out there. We've heard quite a few teams running out there, being chased out of that place. Now, look, we've been close to it, but we've always held our ground and stayed strong. One of the nights where we got stuck in a room and we was all a little bit scared to go out. Now that was probably the closest that we've been to bailing, but we didn't. But the energy doesn't give you chances, if that makes sense. I don't think it comes in and warns you. I think it just goes straight for your jugular in that place.
Yeah.
And I do, if I have to put it on anywhere, I do feel it is in that boiler room somewhere at the bottom. I don't think the tunnel. I don't think it. There's two particular rooms. There's that two particular room, the one where you've got the stairs at the back with that great big cast iron door, and then you've got the stairs down into the big plant room, so to speak. Now, they're the two areas that I must admit I don't investigate too much for the sheer fact of that.
And it looks like
another
further in that room.
Sorry, Paul?
It looks like it goes down even further in that room.
Yes.
When you're on a sort of bridge walkway thing, and you look over where the engine thing is, I'm telling you, it goes down further.
And if you go through them doors, there's another staircase at the other end.
That's right, it's chained off.
Yeah, changed off. So where's that go? And that's the time we've actually heard children, literally children, up that staircase. We couldn't get out. So,
I find it a very bizarre, very, very bizarre place. And there's something along the bottom there that gives me the EBGBs. Give me obviously not the communications room, but where the big map is, the light up map.
Yeah.
I don't mind it in there. I don't mind that slightly bit where Maggie Thatcher's in her bunk bed.
There's where your phone went?
That was the comms room.
Yeah, but behind that, there's two rooms there.
Yeah.
They can be very, very intimidating.
But we've also remember that, remember that gentleman that spoke to me years ago, it was a couple of months ago. I don't know. Remember I had that whole conversation about Kelvedon, and he swore down that there is a tunnel that links somewhere near Downing Street to that bunker.
Well, there's your answer.
Which makes sense.
There's your answer. It's just come up there.
I'm just gonna go read down the messages, and I'll be to them in a minute. Prior to decommissioned and opening as a museum, an engine or maintenance worker reported he took his own life in the lower levels near the water pump and sewage stations. I've lost myself. Hold on. That's Kurt. So bear with me a minute. Dean, there is a train line from the bunker to Downing Street.
Yeah.
That's the second person. See, I haven't heard a train line. I heard a tunnel where a car could go. That fascinates me more than anything. You know, as you
there's
say,
more down there than you'll ever know.
Yeah. Right. So I can't display all that, Kurt. So I'm just gonna have to read it out. Right, hold on. I don't know how I'm going to read it out because it won't let me read it. I've never actually seen a manifestation of any on any ghost hunt I've been on, whether it's a group or a private location. But my first ever experience happened at my parents' house back in 1988. Growing up in the 70s and 80s, my parents used to tell their friends that they had seen a woman glide down the stairs. One night in 1988, I went to bed around midnight. I remember having a nightmare and waking up hanging off the bunk bed. I could see the pair of feet just inches off the floor. There were see-through with blue, green, and red and white colours around them. It's really hard to read because it's different colours. I turned around and faced the wall, thinking I must still be dreaming. But when I came wide awake, I had kept thinking about what I had just seen. I even pinched myself to make sure I was awake. When I looked back, there was a woman standing there. She had curly hair, glasses, and flowery dress. She was translucent, almost I can't say the word, luminescent.
Yeah.
With white aura, the blue and green and red colours, and a mist around her. I looked at the digital clock and I saw it change from 3:42 to 3:43. She started moving closer to me and was giving me what I can only describe as a dirty look. I remember I had been I had been to church a few times, so I said, "I rebuke you." She looked shocked, then seemed to turn into a mist and went towards the ceiling, almost like smoke disappearing. As soon as she described, the smoke alarm went off in the hallway. I ran upstairs and woke my parents. My dad came down took the battery out of the smoke alarm. Later, the neighbour told us they believed the woman of Mrs. Richardson, who had died in the early 70s, in the very room where my bed was. The closest I've ever seen a ghost spirit in a film like it was The Ghost 90, and the end was Patrick was manifesting.
Good
That
one.
sounds terrifying.
Yeah,
How old was it?
It didn't say his age, I don't think. He was growing up back in 1988. I say it's around the time, it's around the witching hour, just after, 3 o'clock onwards. Very good, close to that time. So yeah, very good. Where was this? Sorry. Jane has put, sorry. My first time we were nearly
lost Lisa, yeah.
She left the seance in one of the back rooms, and Si had a job getting her back.
Yeah, I did.
At Kelvedon.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a back room where your phone was thrown. That's the back room.
So yeah,
that was like that night there. Was that same night you threw that phone when you decided to go walk about, Russ? And we found you just sat in the corner in that room. You weren't right. Do you remember that one, Si? All the guests were leaving, and Russ just decided to walk off. I thought that ain't like him because the guests are leaving. It's usually the ones, thank you very much, you enjoy yourself, listen, he just turned around and walked off. You went down the stairs, and then you found you in that communications room in the corner, just sitting on the seat on your own.
Yeah.
Like you'd been taken over.
That I can't remember.
And I can't remember what had happened before that for you to go like that.
I say a lot goes on there. A lot goes on there. And that's why I say if you asked me to go back there, you know, if we could get in a time machine and go back to a
That night,
particular,
yeah.
I don't think I could link it to another night on another night.
Mm.
My general senses is I feel that we could probably do that with Shepton. We could probably do that with Harwich. But with that, Kelvedon, yeah.
I think it changes. I do think it changes.
Mm.
Personally, I can't see there being a direct link from Downing Street to Kelvedon. Any links were very short because the reason of such short alarm being alerted of an attack, etc. But well, I can categorically say that I have spoken to a gentleman that did something for the place I work. He was ex-military and he has walked the tunnel.
Yeah.
Not to Downing Street, but he has done it. He knows of that tunnel and he's been down it.
You say that, Stuart, but honestly, I used to work in Fleet Farringdon Road for a BT building, and they had tunnels that led out miles. We were never allowed to go them. We got down them once, and we were shown a very short time. It was probably 20 minutes. I'd love to go down with it. But those tunnels led out of London. So they did actually go from there miles. And they were going to be used for roads, anything, or very important people. So.
Paul, you had a camera set up with full battery and it turned itself off. You must have been filming Kelvedon.
That's happened at a few places, that has.
And you even caught the video of the glass moving, didn't you? Remember, you've got
yeah. On its own. Everyone, you come walking in a room saying, right, 5 minutes, guys. Well, let's wrap it up. And everyone took their hand off the glass, and then the glass just went straight across the table.
Yeah.
Same. We had Kelvedon. I think it was our very first time there. We had the board, and the board was going up and down. Nobody was near the board. The glass was off it. I think I was with Sandra. The glass was off the board, and the board was going and really moving, and nobody was near it.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't, if you took me in a time machine, took me back to them, don't think I could link the same energy. I think we would come across that fearful energy that makes you, that chases people out, but it doesn't rear its head every time we're there. It really doesn't.
No, it
really doesn't.
No,
It's very. I think you have to sort of get in its head somehow, in its energy, and to make it rear. But I don't know what
what causes it.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what causes it to rear its head. It must be something.
Yeah.
But what it is, I couldn't tell you. So right, we've got 10 minutes left. If there's any questions that you want to ask us, guys, pop them in the chat. We'll answer them. But is there any more that you'd like to go back one last time that you just want to get a bit of clarity on, if you could?
I suppose the time that I would like to go back is to a Welsh cottage. It wasn't an event, it was a Welsh cottage.
Yeah.
What moved that bloody table, what moved that oak table, what pushed that box up in the air, I'd like to see what did that. I really would.
Yeah. I'd agree with that one. That was in the cottage. That was the place where two cottages, wasn't it?
Possibly, yeah. Possibly, yes, yeah, it was.
That was the two cottages. That was. Kurt said under London. under London, especially to do with the government. For years, people have mentioned tunnels everywhere, so would not be surprised if they had tunnel networks. Elites out of London, should there be war, etc. Tunnels, the ultimate escape route, rather than risk traffic or helicopters.
They've got good tunnels under Borley as well. Borley Rectory.
Yeah, it was the churches used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul, any more?
Oh, no, there's loads.
You ain't got to go into it. Just like if there's one.
No, I'm just trying to think of ones that have baffled me.
I think, Paul, the first one at the Barnes, I think that was
Yeah, but I think we kind of, although there was stuff we couldn't really explain, we got quite a good story out of the place, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because there was
kids
that were sitting at the top that I think ended up getting burnt.
Yeah.
But that was a starting a manifestation there, wasn't there?
Yeah.
In the corner, and the kiddies running around the table.
Yeah.
That was my very first investigation with you guys. That was like no looking back after that. That was full on. But I think I would like to do Shrewsbury again. You know.
Yeah.
Yes. So
There's that. Although I say I nearly bailed on Kelvin, there were some moments in Shrewsbury that I didn't like.
I do think we expect too much of Spirit sometimes. I think we expect too much of Spirit sometimes, because there's just little nuggets sometimes that we get.
I saw so many I saw more shadow figures in that place than anywhere else I've been.
Yeah. It was harder to investigate Shrewsbury than it was Shepton. No one wanted to really talk at Shrewsbury, and as you said, it was very much cloak and dagger stuff.
Yeah,
it was in your peripheral vision. It was making you look when places. You think, did I just see someone over there? Oh no, I couldn't see anything. It weren't so we start to talk back that you sort of start to investigate a little bit. Got a question come in. Over the years of investigating, how has your balance shifted between using K2 meters, thermal spirit boxes, versus relying on physical mediumship and direct sensory observation?
Okay, I'll have a go at answering that. If I'm with a group of people that I know, if I'm the team, I will rely on my physical mediumship. When I'm in an event, I tend to rely on K2 meters, thermal and spirit boxes, because it gives the guests something to look at, rather than me just piping up in the corner saying, I'm getting so-and-so Fred Bloggs over there, and he smirked his wife. And if you can then put that into the EMFs and equipment working at the same time as you're telling this story, it works perfectly. But yeah, I think you can have too much of a techie stuff as well at times.
No, I sort of agree there. I think when we're out together as a team, I think we all sort of rely on each other, don't we? We all can use each other as
as gauges.
As equipment. But when I think for the guests, as you say, for the guests, I think it's the confirmation that probably a lot of people like.
Yeah,
especially newbies.
Sorry?
Especially newbies. Yeah.
I'd love to know who threw the green table at Ashwell and what. Yeah, exactly that, Jane. If we could go back, I would exactly that. But I think that if I had to have a guess, Jane, if I had to have a guess, and not guess, I say a guess was wrong. I say guess, it's not. I think the energy come forward at the end of the night in my last group. I suppose it was. I did speak about this obviously when we did the breakdown of it, but that energy picks me up off the floor and I could not breathe. The first time in my life I could not breathe, and my feet, there was boot mark, there was my shoe marks, and there was 2 foot up the wall. and it had me. I could feel my neck constricting. I could feel it going. I'm going. It's all I'm saying is push it back, push it back, push it back. Don't want it. And the next thing I knew, I'm thinking, I can't breathe. I can't breathe, and I'm going like that. I physically can't breathe, and Andy and Mikey are with me, and I can't physically say to them, like, they're just trying to hold me still because they're trying to sort of like, calm down, Russell, calm down. And I'm like, I just wanted to get my feet back on the ground. It was, I wanted to say to them, pull me down. I don't want to, like, I don't need you to say, oh, you'll be all right, Russ. I don't need that. I couldn't get my feet down. I was banging my feet against the wall, you know, and
Well,
that was the same sort of thing. And that was an energy that was following a lot of people around all night long. And I think I just...
What took over Al, I think, was something that Jay pulled through.
There you go.
Jay pulls things through, and I think Al was susceptible to taking spirit, and he took it. Jay, if you ask Jay next time you see him, Jay, he may be able to tell you. Yeah.
I was working in the Bank of England underneath the vaults, went through a metal door into a tube tunnel, went for a walk, come across armed military, guns pointed at us. Apparently, we was near St. James's Palace.
Wow.
That's right. One thing I'd love to do is the tube.
Yeah, the underground.
Yeah.
The underground. You say that, they say, what do they say? The most haunted places in the world are roads, aren't they?
Yeah, I suppose they would be, wouldn't they?
The most haunted places are roads.
Yeah.
So, guys, we have come towards the end of the show. We've got it. I hope you've enjoyed the show. It's been a little bit insightful. Give us something to talk about. Thank you to Simon Paul for bearing with me, to understanding the mission you've truly accepted, and you truly nailed it, because I didn't know how I was going to explain it. Do you think it was demonic? No, I don't think it was demonic there. Didn't feel demonic. I just felt like it was violent. It was violent, and that was it just like yeah, and it there. Yeah. I don't think it was demonic. I don't feel it was demonic. I didn't get any smells like you normally get with the demonic come forward. Would love to do an underground one.
Kim, Sandra, listening.
There was one, wasn't there? It was like, so I think they quoted something like £3,500 for like 2 hours.
I haven't got the bargaining powers of our ladies, have they?
Yeah, well, right, guys, thank you ever so much for joining us tonight. Thank you once again to Paranormal Paul and Psychic Simon for joining us. Thank you for all the comments that have come in tonight. You do make the show tickety-boo, and it goes along nicely. I hope you've understood everything that we've said. If you have got any questions, please send them through and we'll answer them maybe next week. No, I think we might be going live next week. If the weather's good enough, we might go live and do a live ghost hunt for you somewhere, but we don't know yet, depending on the weather and things like that. So thank you ever so much for everybody. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you all